What are some things that you're into personally now? You mean you love music. Y- your heart is huge, and you're helping people in cancer and the longevity of the human life. What other things are you into?
Well, I also uh, do a lot of stuff with Brittany Foundation, which is for dogs, senior dogs, a lot of unwanted dogs. I'm actually every year we go into a cage. I'm going into the cage October 13th. At the Brittany Foundation with a bunch of our friends, and we stay in the kennel with the dogs for 24 hours. We can't come out unless we get. It's $1 a minute to get out, so I have to raise $1,400 before I can get out. But luckily, I have a lot of friends. But that's another thing very dear to my heart is animals. I do a lot of animal rescue. I in fact have 4 rescue cats and 2 rescue dogs. And this is a very good charity where all the money that we raise goes to feed the dogs or vet bills. It's run by a woman, Nancy, and she's a fantastic woman, and she runs it. I've been actually Ronnie used to do this with me as well. We've been doing this for I don't know, must be 12 years or something. Every year we go in the kennel and raise money, and also like about 30 of my friends. We all go into the kennel and raise money for that. I also belong to Freedom's Foundation, which is a foundation that is for teaching kids about American history, because they don't teach a lot of that now. And we take about 15 kids every year in April to Valley Forge, and they get to learn about history, and the teachers go and they get a credit for going with them. And we also pay for 2 scholarships a year for underprivileged kids.
That's awesome.
So I do a lot. I do a lot of stuff in between
Look at
everything
you,
else.
humanitarian.
Oh, it's fun. It's great to give back. It really is. You get more. You get more.
I never really I've always liked dogs, and 4 years ago, 5 years ago, my uncle couldn't keep his dog anymore, and I was like, oh, I like him. He's a good dog,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
I always liked a dog. I never loved a dog, and he was a little older, and
Mm-hmm.
I fell in love. And now I get it when people say, "Oh, it's like family," or they're like another person. I
Mm-hmm.
understand it and I get it now.
Oh
He
yeah,
he ended up
absolutely,
passing
absolutely.
away in March,
Oh,
and
oh,
it broke my fucking heart.
oh yeah, absolutely. Then you need another one. I can tell.
Yeah, I did.
After
I
you
got
tell
another
me.
one.
Oh, you got another one. Good.
It's a weird
Say.
story about that. So we end up. So the dog, I end up. My son called me and he was like, "Dad, Bubba's sleeping on the floor and he won't wake up."
Oh.
And I was like, "Oh no!" And he's only 11, right? So
Yeah.
I go home
Yeah.
and he was dead.
Oh, poor
And
baby.
I picked him up and we drove. And I know you're from Cal. You know what the traffic's like in California.
Oh
So
God, yeah. It's
on a
awful.
Tuesday, I was able to leave my work at 4:30, get to my house by 4:50, and then go to the kennel where we're gonna cremate him
Right, right.
by 5:30, and that's impossible in California.
Oh, right, right, right,
And when
right.
we got there, this is why I think that it was such a weird experience, and why I still feel him around me. We got there and somebody found a kitten on Amoroso Street, which is my last name.
Oh,
It,
oh,
and then when
oh,
we were there, this lady came in with a dog who was the exact same breed
oh,
that we had, and he was only 4 months old.
oh.
And it's not like, oh, it was a boxer or a pit bull. No, this was a German Shepherd Lab mix.
Right, 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 right.
What are
Yeah.
the odds, right?
It's. I think it's God shining down on you, because the similar situation happened with my girlfriend. She had a cat that she loved so much. He was black with a white blaze, and he passed away. And she was so heartbroken, so upset about it. And at that time, we were going to Ronnie's home in Cortland, upstate New York, to see his family, and they had a big street party for him because every I think it was his 60th birthday, and so I said to her, "Why don't you come with us?" Because she was so upset. So she came with us, and we were there at this big street party. I mean, there was like hundreds of people there, and all of a sudden, this little black and white kitten appeared from nowhere in the street, and she picked him up. I said, "Oh my God, look at him, look at him!" So we we had arranged for a vet and to get shots because we were flying on an airplane the next day, and we brought him home, and she still has him. And it was like it was so weird because it was right there, and it looked just like him, just like the one she just lost. Yeah.
I don't know. There's so many things that you can't explain, in life.
Exactly. No, in life, when we had the ride for Ronnie, the last ride for Ronnie, it was a boiling hot day. This is in May here in California, and as all the riders came in, there was about 350 bikes. As we all came in, there in the sky was a straight rainbow. It was like Ronnie was looking down at us saying,
"Holy shit, huh?"
Yep. It was really, I mean, everybody took photos of it. It was like, wow. And it was only there for like 5 minutes, and then it was gone. So there is something, definitely something.
Do you think there's an afterlife?
Sorry?
Do you think there's an afterlife?
Oh, yes, definitely.
Okay.
Definitely. Why would we be here to just be here? Plants come back. Why don't people come back? I definitely think so. I think you get born again with something else. I want to come back and do all the things I never got to do in this life. There's a lot of stuff I still want to do.
Yeah. It's just been, like, recently for me, that's been one of the things that I'm just, like, looking for the answers for, I was born Catholic, and, of course, you're told this and that, and when you're finally an adult, you're trying to figure things out for yourself, and
right, of course, yeah. I mean, I was born Church of England, which is, I guess, Episcopal. I lived in a Jewish neighborhood, so all my friends are Jewish. I used to go to the synagogue with them and hang out with them. Then I was sent to a Catholic boarding school from 11 to 17. And then in the late 70s, I guess, and early 80s, Ronnie and I went to Japan a lot, and I studied Buddhism there. So I kind of mixed all the religions up, and I believe it comes from your heart. You have to be the person you can be, the best person you can possibly be, until you become the ultimate being, I think. I got a long way to go.
Yeah,
I think Ronnie was the ultimate being. I really think he was the ultimate being. But I think he was a very old soul. But I've got a long way to go yet.